The No Fate channel checking in, and on this episode of Dad's Home Gym, I am going to be reviewing these 35-pound Amazon Basic Kettlebells to help you decide if these are going to be worth your hard-earned money, if these Amazon Basic Kettlebells are going to get the job done, how they look, how they shipped, how much they actually weigh, and I'm going to compare them to some of the other versions I have with regards to kettlebells. And finally, we are going to discuss, have a nice open discussion, whether you should go cheap when it comes to kettlebells or if you should go expensive. My thoughts about which way is best for you. So if this is your first time to the channel, do me a favor, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. On this Dad's Home Gym series, I simply review a piece of gym equipment or accessory to help you decide if it is right for your home gym or if it is just something that you should be adding into your fitness repertoire. So the reason I'm doing this video with regards to these Amazon Basic Kettlebells is that they just arrived. I had ordered them over a month ago, but because of the coronavirus shutting down all gyms in America, as you can imagine, home gym equipment was extremely hard to come by. But I did put this order in. They have arrived, so I thought it would be a good time to do an honest review, with many states opening up fully and a number of states opening up partially, both with regards to places to eat and gyms. I do expect that inventory issues with regards to fitness retailers to be corrected come the fall. So if you're watching this, hopefully they'll get close to back to normal starting in September, and then hopefully by, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, they will be 100% where they were before the coronavirus. But with that said, a number of people are still looking to get fitness equipment, such as myself, and it's hard to tell good versus bad when it comes to some of the equipment. Marketing does a very good job to make everything look so good online. Even though these Amazon Basic Kettlebells took a month to ship, they did arrive, and I would imagine if you order them, they're probably not going to take nearly as long as a month. I will say the first thing I did when I got them in was to weigh them. Oftentimes, you hear stories about kettlebells, dumbbells, and even plates not being accurate. I will say as soon as I weighed them, they weighed 35 pounds on my scale. Now, I can't validate the accuracy of my scale, but the fact that I put them on and they weighed 35 pounds is a good thing. They were 35 pounds on the dot. One of the big things with regards to kettlebells is the price points. There's a massive difference between some of the lower end kettlebells and some of the more expensive ones. So these Amazon Basic Kettlebells came in at $48.57, by far and large the lowest cost across a number of different platforms with respect to kettlebell cost. I would imagine that even though currently there's no sales for fitness equipment going on, that even when Cyber Monday or Black Friday hits and there are sales, you're still going to find these Amazon Basics to be the lowest cost kettlebells. Part of that reason, of course, is that Amazon is just that 1,000-pound gorilla that can afford to sell stuff at bare bones prices and get just a very little markup on their personal cost, and because they're just so big and they sell so many of them. And the reason I really wanted to do this review was to help you decide if these are just cheap and low cost or if they are actually just a good deal overall. One of the nice things about kettlebells is that they are a cannonball with handles. There's literally very little of anything to go wrong with these kettlebells, especially if you're using them at home. To give you an idea of how kettlebells will handle over time and what could go wrong with them, this black kettlebell you see in front of you was purchased cheaply off of Walmart.com over 9 years ago. It still weighs close to 80 pounds and it still functions exactly as it did when I got it. It's still a cannonball with handles. As you can see, there are chips, there are scratches, there are marks on it, and there's the handle with respect to the glossy finish that it once came with is of course worn down. In a future video, I'm going to show how that you can quickly revitalize a piece of old equipment such as this kettlebell with only a few cans of spray paint. So I have to admit that any kettlebell that you get is probably going to hold up, especially in your home gym, and especially if you plan to treat it with just a little bit of respect. These Amazon Basic Kettlebells came with a very nice shiny finish, very, very nice shiny finish, and I will say the handles are extremely smooth. Now, I have no masked beliefs that that shininess and that smoothness is going to last. I would imagine that after a few years of use, any time that this metal came in contact with another piece of metal, you're going to see some chippage, you're going to see some scratches, and that nice, shiny, smooth finish is eventually going to wear down over time. Obviously, it's nice that they start off this way, but again, when you're getting a cannonball with the handle, you got to kind of expect it to be a cannonball with a handle. As far as finishes, as I mentioned, this is shiny. You can get something like this. This started off extremely shiny. It's more matte now, and it obviously can be revitalized. And you can get something that is coated. One of the nice things about having it coated is that it tends to chip a little less when you put it down and pick it up or bang it into other kettlebells or other dumbbells or whatnot. I will say that coating does tend to add a few more dollars to the price tag, and there's a lot of other finishes that tend to be on the higher side with respect to cost. There's like powder coating, there's matte finishes. So let's wrap up my thoughts on this Amazon basic kettlebell, and then let's get into whether you should go cheap or expensive with respect to your kettlebells. So first and foremost, if you're looking for a basic kettlebell to get the job done, Amazon Basics is the way to go. They don't cost a lot compared to the competition. They are exactly as you should expect in terms of weight. The handles are going to be just like all the other handles that you find. I would imagine that most of the kettlebells that you see on many of the websites that don't specifically state otherwise are made in Asia, and there's probably only a few foundries that make all of the kettlebells in the world just because to get the cost down. So I would expect that many kettlebells, even though they might look different, are probably made in the same spot. So I wouldn't go be too worried about trying to find one that is better than the other. As far as Amazon Basics go, I don't think you're going to have any issues, and I think it's a great way to cheaply furnish your home gym, and I am ecstatic about getting these kettlebells. Why did I get two? I will say that there is a number of exercises that I'm going to be doing that do require two kettlebells of the same weight. Now, this video is not about the different kettlebell exercises you can do. I am by no means an expert, and for everyone that I can think of, there's probably 12 I've never even heard of yet. But let's have a discussion about whether you should go cheap or expensive. Drop your thoughts in the comments below regarding what you should pay in terms of the price point for kettlebells. Do you want to go top of the line, bottom of the line, or middle of the road? I will say, as far as my research, these Amazon Basics are the cheapest you can get with shipping included for kettlebells, pound for pound. But you can really go down a rabbit's hole in terms of cost. They have everything from ones that are shaped like gorilla faces. They've got Star Wars kettlebells for sets. They've got powder coating. They've got dual colors, tricolors. They've got Rogue Fitness ones. They've got ones where you can put your own insignia stamped on it. You get the idea. I am a bit of a hypocrite in that I personally, when it comes to home gym equipment, tend to lean, as you can see, on the cheaper side. The black one, the 80-pound black one, I stole off of Walmart.com for, I think, less than $100 shipped. And these 35-pound ones, again, I got off of Amazon, pretty cheap. And I've been happy with them. I haven't had these for long, and again, I do expect that shininess to eventually, or chip, crack, and whatnot, and need to be revitalized in the years to come. But since I'm the only one using these, they tend to last a lot longer than if they were in a conventional gym used, a dozen or 2 dozen times a day by people who don't have nearly as much care for their wear and tear as I do. I will say, though, for people that do like to kind of go all in with regards to cost and really get the nice premium gym equipment, I don't blame you. And the reason I don't blame you at all is because this gym equipment lasts. Whether you go cheap or you go expensive, it does last, and it's something that you use. It's not something that's going to deteriorate over time. It's not something that is going to have a certain lifespan. If you get a premium kettlebell that you overpaid for, but it has your insignia on it, it has the, a nice matte coating on it or a powder coating, it is going to be there in 10 years, and it's still going to serve its function. And if you ever wanted to sell it in terms of resale, I would say you're probably going to end up getting a large portion of your money back, even years and years and years down the road. So my personal belief is that you can get a very good home gym equipment, especially with kettlebells, with regards to going for a budget build, so to speak, where you just kind of try to pinch pennies, look for sales, and rock, Cyber Monday, all that good stuff, and go for your basic lowest cost possible kettlebells, knowing that they're all going to serve the same feature. but I certainly don't blame anyone for getting those special Boba Fett kettlebells that are going to look really nice in your gym, be top quality, and something that's going to maintain its value over a long period of time. Now, this video is already longer than I wanted it to be. I will say, if you have any questions regarding Amazon basic kettlebells, please drop them in the comments below. If you want to see any future videos regarding these kettlebells or the other kettlebells that I have or the other ones that I have ordered, drop them in the comments below and I will get them answered to you, and I will try to make those videos for you depending on interest. If you came this far in the video, do me a favor. It helps out the channel. Give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. As usual, thanks for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. I am dedicated to helping you be a great parent to your children and still accomplish your own personal goals. I provide ideas and insights to help you save time, money, and your sanity. 3 things that are in short supply for every parent out there.